Hello fellow video editors, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be discussing the basic functions. Okay, so this is the starting screen, the default starting screen, every time you open a new project. So over here it says import media to start. So all you have to do is grab your files and pull them in there. Now you drop media in there and it will create a sequence. Now we have this clip. So this, our little cursor, this is called the selection tool. These are all of your tools. It may not seem like much, but they help a lot. So if you hover over them, it'll tell you what they are and a little keybind for it. So selection tool, you just press V and it'll automatically go back to your cursor. Here you can select clips, you can move them around, and when you right click them, you get a whole bunch of options. Now, the most common is the razor tool. So if I go over the clip, I can click on it, and what that's doing is it's cutting it. So now these are two separate pieces. See, undo, 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 undo. So let's watch it. Okay, so this is a video that I have on my dad's channel, Revamp Motors. I edit videos, so you'll get a little sneak peek if you watch mine before his.
Okay, we got a new motor for the boat.
So down here, this is your audio. Okay, when it goes up, it's louder, and down, it's lower. This is your video, but you see there's a ton of blank space right here and right here. So
Okay,
what I can do is when I get right in front of it, so left click, and you just cut it. Now you can move this around without moving this.
we got a new motor for the boat.
Okay, so what I do is I go to the start of it, press C, and cut it at the start. And then you press V to go back to your cursor. Right? They're right next to each other, so it's really easy to switch between them. Now, the arrow keys, left and right, go forward and backwards a frame. Up and down, go forwards and backwards one cut. So I'm going to go up to this cut, click on the dead space in the middle, and delete it. Now I'll grab this and pull it forward. If we go back to the start,
Okay, we got a new motor for the boat.
now there's no dead space. So you cut it at the ends,
The infamous.
cut it again. So all this is dead space. So you can highlight things too and delete it. That's all dead space. So if you highlight and then if you hold shift and click, you'll be able to click multiple, okay? So now we have all these clicks. Delete, and we can move it all back. If you want to know how to move it back faster, check out the video up there. Okay, now let's watch it, since you didn't get to watch it since I time-lapsed it. Oh, and this right here, this is all dead space. You can cut that out too. So now what we have is,
Okay, we got a new motor for the boat. The infamous LT1. All I need is some Corvette covers on it. DJ's gonna wash it for us.
so I know my hair is a little bit more poofy than it was. But now we have a nice clean video with minimal dead space. Okay, next, the hand tool. I don't use this one that much. The only thing I've seen that it's used for is moving around the sequence. So if you want to move around the sequence, you can pull it with the hands. But that's about it. And the keybind for this is H for hand tool. So you press V to go cursor, H for hands. And you can move the sequence around. You can also move it around out here without using your hands, but that's why I don't use it as much. Next, this one's very important, type T. So you press T, and at first it looks the same, but when you go up here, you go up, you see your cursor's tiny, and there's a little box next to it. Now if you press V, you'll see your cursor's normal, but when you press T, it changes. So when you press T, you go wherever you want to start it, and it gives you this little red box. Right now there's nothing in it, you have to type something. I'm going to type hi. Now you have this. You can move it around, do whatever you want. I'll keep it up. And now you have this magenta. This is your text. So you can cut it as you need to if you want. I don't want it to go past the first clip. Now, inside here, you go to Effect Controls while you have it highlighted. It shows you a ton of stuff. This is the font, so you can change whatever font you like. We usually have it Arial, bold, and it changes. And then this is the fill color. I've memorized these and stuff. That look for so long. But I'll show you our normal routine. So stroke is the outside. Right now you can't see it because it's at 1, so we'll set it to 25 and boom. Now it looks like the regular text that's in the channel. So that's all for the type tool. Okay, now moving on to the pin tool. This pin tool is a little pin. You press P, but the cool thing about this one is if you hold it down, it gives you different shapes you can do. Okay, so I'll go with the regular pen tool. Just makes a line. That line is super hard to see if you don't color it or make it bigger. Now, when you're in most of the tools, you can't highlight clips anymore. You can still click on them, you can still right click, but you can't highlight, you can't select, right? Now if I press V, now I can. Okay, just keep that in mind. So pen tool, P, just gives you the line. If you hold it down, it gives you rectangle and gives you the ellipse. So rectangle, now you can make any type of rectangle and it'll be filled in. This is how you can easily make squares and boxes and all kinds of stuff. Over here now you see it's a rectangle. That's because you have the rectangle tool selected. Don't let that trick you into thinking it's not still the pen tool. It's that rectangle, you just press P and boom, it goes back. Now ellipse, it's just making a circle. You know, same idea. I need to go back to my cursor. Now I won't go too in depth with this, but I'll briefly talk. This one, track select. Okay? It's track select forward and backwards. A and Shift A. So A, you see now it has two little lines. If you click, it'll select everything back. I think I've shown this in a video. So you can click that, and it'll select everything instead of doing this and having to move it. It'll help a lot more when you have more clips. Now Shift A does the same thing except the other way. Take note that if you hold Shift while doing it, it will only select the one section you're in. So like up here, if I'm holding Shift and it just does 1, it will only select these. And then it will only select this instead of these. Now if I stop holding Shift, now it's 2, and it will select everything back there, no matter which one. And then the last two, the Ripple Edit tool and the Rolling Edit tool. So Ripple Edit tool is B. So normally, when you go to the end of a clip, you see this little red arrow thing. You pull it out, it will extend it, or it will make it shorter. Right? Undo, undo. Well, you see, if I try to make this shorter, it'll work. If I make it longer, it won't go past that clip because it's blocking it. If I press B, now when I move it, this clip goes back for it. Then when I move it back, the clip also goes back. That way, when you move it back, you don't have to move all the clips back there. And then the very last one, you have to hold it down to find it. It's the Rolling Edit tool, or in. So this highlights cuts, and you can move them. So if I grab this cut and I moved it this way, it would make this a little bit longer and this one a little bit shorter. What you can do sometimes is if you have unnecessary cuts, these are both the same video. This one's right after the other one, which means it's not actually going to look like a cut.
CJ's gonna watch it for us.
So press N and you highlight it. Then when you press backspace, it deletes the unnecessary cuts. Alright, well that's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And comment down below for other tricks you want me to tell you, or if you have any problems, ask me to see if I know the fix. That's all for today. I'll see you